Good day, viewers, and welcome to another episode of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network in the great city of Port Harcourt. Here we bring you the news, events, and stories abound in the state system. ATN's appetite for in-depth, unbiased, and factual reportage is the driving principle for this program in order to bring activities of the government to the doorstep of the people. We'll go through the headlines of today's reports. In Rivers State, NDDC pledges support to security agencies. Kidnappers demand 200 million naira ransom for priests in Edo State. CP assures peaceful local government pools. Sanwo-Olu sues EFCC over alleged prosecution plans. We're open for advert placements, news and events coverage, personality, society and political interviews, products, service promotion and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. On Twitter, still remains Atlantic TV Net, and on our website, www.atlantictvnetwork.tv. We'll take a short break and we'll go straight to the details of the stories. Stay with us. The details of the news. The managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission, Dr. Samuel Ogboku, says the commission will not relent in providing the needed support to the Nigerian police force and other security agencies in the region to enable them to function optimally. Ogboku, who disclosed this when the Commissioner of Police, Mr. Bala Mohammed, recently redeployed to Rivers State, paid him a courtesy visit at the commission's headquarters in Port Harcourt. A statement issued on Tuesday by the Director of Corporate Affairs, NDDC, Seledi Thompson Wakama, said, despite the Commission's recent donation of operational vehicles and communication gadgets to the River State Police Command, a contract award for supplying solar lights to the 9 Police State Command headquarters in the region will soon be concluded. The NDDC boss commended the River State Commissioner of Police for his good track record and achievements, as well as the police command's successes in fighting crime, as well as minimizing the number of kidnappings and other criminal activities in the state. Earlier, demanding the 200 million naira ransom. According to the source, the kidnappers contacted the Auchi Catholic Diocese on Monday evening and asked them to pay 200 million naira if they wanted the kidnappers to release the abducted priests. Contacted Reverend Father Peter Egelewu, Director of Communications of the Catholic Diocese of Auchi, confirmed the demand of the 200 million naira ransom. Move us over to Cross River, where decided to conduct local government council and ward elections this weekend, November 2nd, 2024. The State Commissioner for Police, CP Groigon Austin Grimmer, has assured the peaceful conduct of both elections, addressing journalists shortly after the state security meeting presided over by the Governor, Senator Bassi Otu. Grimmer assured citizens that the environment will be conducive for all to exercise their franchise. Grimmer, who was posted out to Kaduna and replaced by another CP, but reinstated after a week, adding that all relevant security agencies in the state are fully deployed their resources to guarantee the safety of citizens and maintain law and order during the elections. He urged the electorate to embrace the prevailing peaceful atmosphere to the state and come out to vote on election day, while the command's police public relations officer, SP Irene Ubo, said there have been several engagements with stakeholders to ensure the run peacefully. In Imo State, the police command has arrested a 17-year-old lady addressed as Jessie Chidebere, a student of Imo State University, for faking her own kidnapping. And a press statement by the public relations officer of the command, ASP Henry Okoye, informed that her arrest was effected by the Oji Police Division on October 26, 2024, after receiving a distress call from concerned citizens reporting her missing. The situation reportedly caused public unrest as her family and community in the university were thrown into panic. According to the statement, a message sent from her WhatsApp account claimed she had been abducted and killed, urging her family to go to the Oji station for confirmation. Okoye also said, in response to the distress call, police operatives searched and discovered the following morning that Chidebere was alive and had fabricated the story as a prank on social media. The police spokesperson further informed that an investigation is ongoing to ascertain her motives for such mischief and assured she would certainly face prosecution, while the Commissioner of Police Imo State Command, CP Abuki Danjuma, in his reaction to the development, expressed concern over the act, describing it as irresponsible behavior which wasted valuable resources and caused public panic, and urged parents to caution their children against engaging in dangerous pranks and misleading misinformation, stressing that the command remains committed to combating information and to ensure a safe environment for all and sundry in the state. In the state, the High Court in Abeokuta has dismissed a suit by 16 political parties in the state seeking to postpone the proposed local government election scheduled for November 16th. The presiding judge, Justice T.A. Okunshoka, while delivering judgments on Action Alliance and 15 ORS v. OGSEC and AGNO, rejected the claims of the political party local independent electoral commission and had unilaterally and dictatorially by fixing the date of the local government election without first consulting the political parties. Justice T.A. Okunshoka unequivocally held that there was no provision in the Constitution or the relevant electoral laws that required the electoral umpire to consult political parties before fixing the dates of elections, adding that the court also found that the claim of the parties that Ondo State governorship election would be held on the same day as Ogun State local government elections is not a legitimate reason for asking the court to compel the Electoral Commission to postpone elections in the state. On the earlier announced dates for the Ogun State local government election slated for 16th November 2024. That we are open for advert placements, bookings and commercials. You can connect with us and watch us continually on our ATN socials: Facebook, YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram, Atlantic TV Network 1, on X, formerly known as Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, website Atlantic Television Network.tv. On the rest of the news, a 34-year-old man identified as Segun Adebite has been found dead at a construction site near Which Tech Factory on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. The state police spokesperson, Omolola Odutola, who confirmed on Tuesday, said the incident was reported to the Shagamu division on the command by one Adedeji Adebola. According to her, Adebola reported that the local security guard attached to the construction site, identified as Hassan, informed him that a violent altercation took place between the deceased and some unidentified persons, and following the report, detectives quickly arrived at the location, where they found Shegun's body lying in a pool of blood, with multiple machete wounds on his body. Odutola said a blood-stained machete was found at the scene, and the corpse was evacuated and deposited at Live Well morgue for autopsy, adding that the security guard had fled the scene, likely for safety, and that an inquiry into the murder had begun. In Lagos State, the governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has filed a lawsuit against the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), alleging a threat to arrest, detain, and prosecute him after his tenure. Filed by his attorney, Darlington Ozurumba, the case is currently before Justice Joyce Abdulmalik at the Federal High Court in Abuja. During the recent hearing, Ozurumba presented an summons by EFCC counsel Hadiza Ifegboa, stating she had not yet received it. Justice Abdulmalik joined the case to November 11 due to missing documentation. In the suit, someone will request court declarations affirming his rights under the 1999 Constitution, including privacy, property ownership, and protection from investigation or detention before, during, and after his term. He urges that any EFCC actions against him would infringe on his own rights to personal liberty and freedom of movement, contending that political motivated allegations of corruption and abuse of power. Someone seeks a restraining order against the EFCC to prevent intimidation, arrests, or prosecution relating to his time as governor. He also seeks the court to protect his assets and travel rights, emphasizing the need to uphold his fundamental rights under the Nigerian law. The case will continue on November 11th. Bandits in May reportedly taking over the military camp in a different story at the Nagwamashe military cantonment in Kontangura, headquarters of the government area of Niger State. This has led to the sack of no fewer than 23 communities within the vicinity of the camp. The training camp is one of the biggest military training ground in the country. A motion of urgent public importance brought by the member representing Kontangura 11th State House of Assembly, Abdullah Issa, during the plenary yesterday revealed that the military camp occupies a vast land which extends to part of Mariga local government area of the state, which he said has been taken over by bandits. The state government to liaise with the military authority and create a view to flood the bandits for training camp, which also plays host to about 23 communities in this area. The member in the motion said, quoting him, "This military camp has now been taken over by bandits, who has established at least 8 different camps in the area." According to him, communities within the training camp have come under intense attacks in the past month from the bandits to have operated with impunity. He said some members in the communities who were abducted during the recent raids were still in the den of bandits. The member cried out to the government to take decision decisively towards flushing out the terrorists from the camp. The members also called on the government to further assist the military with modern equipment and logistics towards flushing out the armed men from the training camp and restore peace in the area. Residents from the 23 sacked communities are predominantly farmers who have invariably fled their ancestral homes and farms in view of the banditry attacks. Troops of the 6th Brigade Nigerian Army Jalingo in Taraba State bust a syndicate and arrested 3 suspects in a targeted operation to curb criminal activities in the state. A statement by the Acting Assistant Director, 6th Brigade Army Public Relations Officer, Captain Olubobonde Oni, said the troops from the 6th Brigade and Sector 3, Operation Wheelstroke, during the operation, successfully dismantled the notorious kidnapping syndicate that had been terrorizing Jalingo and Lao local government areas. According to the statement of journalists in Jalingo on Tuesday, the troops, acting on credible intelligence, first apprehended 2 suspects, Ali Idi and Haruna Umar, on October 22, 2024, during a raid in the hotel in Mayo Dasa area of Jalingo, and after a search of their mobile phones, uncovered incriminating evidence, including a photograph of Haruna holding an AK-47 rifle alongside another unidentified accomplice. The statement quoted the commander of the 6th Brigade, Brigadier General Kingsley Owa, as lauding the people of Taraba State for their ongoing support and stressed the military's commitment to combating terrorism in the country. We now move on to Kano State, where the police command has made a significant breakthrough in its fight against thuggery. The police, after arresting a notorious thug identified as Inuwa Zakari, also known as Gundura, alongside 14 other suspects. The command spokesperson, SP Abdullahi Haruna, who confirmed the arrest via a press statement in Kano State, said the suspect was wanted for terrorizing the metropolis and was also identified as the assailant who attacked a vigilance group commander, inflicting life-threatening injuries and damaging a police vehicle. The arrests were made during clearance operations conducted between 25th and 27 October 2024, following directives from the State Commissioner of Police, Salman Dogo Garba, to launch aggressive action against thuggery. The suspects are currently undergoing investigation at the Command Criminal Investigation Department, and upon completion, will be charged to court to face the full extent of the law. While the Commissioner of Police expressed appreciation for the public continued support and cooperation, he urged everyone to report suspicious activities to the nearest police station. A new minimum wage of 71,000 naira for civil servants in the state. A statement posted on his Facebook page, Yusuf said the decision is in line with his administration's commitment to social justice and the improvement of living standards for workers. The governor said the new minimum wage would take effect from November and would increase the state's monthly salary obligations to 6 billion naira at the state level and 7 billion for the local government councils. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has again said that he did not become a minister to sell lands in Abuja. Wike said the only reason he became a minister in the All Progressives Congress was to support the administration of the President, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The minister said this during the flag-off of the construction of the 15.4-kilometer Pai Gumani Road project in Kwali Area Council on Tuesday. Our correspondent, Joseph Mawiyinka Moses, completes the reports.
Agriculture is fundamental to the sustenance of life and bedrock of economic development, especially in the provision of adequate food for human development. But one of the factors that brings about high cost of food is bad road network. It is to this that the Honorable Minister of FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike, is desirable to provide quality infrastructure in the rural areas for easy transportation of food items by the farmers to help provide sufficient food for Nigerians. At the flag-off ceremony of Pai Gumani 15.4-kilometer road construction in Kwali Area Council, Wike attributes the need to develop rural areas by making the people feel the impact of government and renewing their hope.
While they are coming from the express road, they call that A2 to Pai. Now, they abandoned to award our contract and started from Pai to Gumani. Now, if you do Pai to Gumani, how do you come to Pai when that A2 is not working? How will those people feel that you are passing that area that's no road, and then you are coming to an area that, how will they feel? Why should Nigeria complain about food? Look at land. Why should we import food? But why would we not have problem of food when there's no road? Even if our farmers have access, assuming they go to track road to the farm and they produce food, how would they bring it to the city without road? Now that they have road, would they bring their food out?
The minister emphasized that his aim as Minister of FCT is not to put Abuja lands to market for sale, but to foster development through infrastructure, making the city presentable to an international standard.
Ahmed Tinubu did not make me minister to come and sell land here. I did not become a minister to come and sell land. I took the position to support Mr. President to improve the infrastructure of that city. And that is why every day our concern is infrastructure, 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 and infrastructure. This opportunity given to us by Mr. President, we will not really let go like that. We say Mr. President did not make mistake. Particularly when people opposed vehemently for becoming Minister of FCT. I thank the President for giving us this opportunity to show them the way, to show them the difference. And we are showing them the difference. If you didn't dare, you didn't dare.
Joseph Moses Mawinka, Atlantic Television Network News, Abuja.
5. President Bola Tinubu has launched the 2025 Armed Forces Remembrance Day Emblem and Appeal Fund. He performed the brief ceremony at the Council Chambers of the State House on Tuesday, where he seized the opportunity to commend the armed forces for their role as the first line of defense in protecting the country. The president specifically highlighted the roles played by the military in combating all threats to national security, adding that it will be impossible to promote peace and development without security, and commended the patriotic commitment of the armed forces to Nigeria's unity, stability, as well as progress to remain invaluable. In appreciation for the efforts of fallen heroes to national security, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, George Akume, pledged a donation of 500 million naira on behalf of government officials, while President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, on behalf of the National Assembly, made a donation of 200 million naira, bringing it to a total of 700 million. Also, the Chief of Defense Staff, CDS Christopher Musafa, announced his donation of 50 million naira on behalf of the service chiefs and Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. Do not forget that we are open for advert placements, news and events coverage, personality, society, and political interviews, products, service promotions, and commercials. You can connect with us on all our ATN socials, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, on Twitter, Atlantic TV Net, and on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv. You're watching Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network. We'll take a short break and we'll return. We'll get to the rest of the stories. Stay with us.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops, cut off from food, clean drinking water, and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats, and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women, and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors, and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
Now to the rest of our stories. On Tuesday, the Senate passed the Nigeria Deposit Insurance Corporation Act number 33 of 2023, a bill aimed at strengthening the NDIC's ability to protect depositors, stabilize financial institutions, and build public trust in the banking sector. The bill, sponsored by Senator Adetokunbo Abiru, APC Lagos East, and the Senate Committee on Banking, Insurance and Other Financial Institutions, seeks to align the NDIC's operations with international best practices. Some of the key highlights include enhanced independence and autonomy. The new legislation secures NDIC's independence, enabling it to perform its duties more effectively. Also, appointed the amended bill, Interim Management Committee, a new provision requires the Finance Minister to establish an Interim Management Committee for the NDIC within 30 days if the board's terms expires or ends, and shows sector's demands and addresses ongoing concerns over NDIC structure, which stakeholders have raised. Over 30 written memoranda and numerous oral submissions submitted to support the bill during hearings, demonstrations widespread consensus on the need for reform. This legislative development is intended to reinforce the NDIC's mission to protect depositors, stabilize the financial system, and foster confidence within the Nigeria's banking sector. The Senate has postponed the screening of President Bola Tinubu's new ministerial nominees to enable the nominees to conclude all aspects of documentation and pre-screening exercises. The screening exercise was initially scheduled to hold on Tuesday, but the Red Chamber of the National House of Assembly said the exercise has now been shifted to Wednesday, and this is coming after the president last Wednesday sacked 5 ministers and nominated 7 new ones who are awaiting Senate of the issue.
The Senate is concerned about the lack of electricity supply in the northern part of this.
Sponsor of the bill, Honorable Moses Fayinka, while speaking during plenary, said the proposed legislation aims to stop illegal funds transaction where monies are moved from the customer's account without the authorization of the customer for such transaction to take place. Honorable Fayinka said the bill, when passed, will also stop banks from objectives of the bill, both include the paying and receiving banks to get the culprits and prosecute to pay all necessary bills in the course of the recovery processes and to make a refund to them's account without charges.
There is an alarming rise of bank fraud or unauthorized withdrawal of deposit funds in Nigeria. In the banking industry, about 101,801 cases was reported in 2022 and 48,703 cases reported in 2023. Very more of it were never reported.
Michika Adamawa in Abuja on Tuesday, and represented by Rep. Esolawi, member representing Oredo Federal Constituency. To the lawmakers, the Speaker said the lawmakers were not oblivious of the reservations by many Nigerians about establishing new universities, particularly because some of the existing ones were underperforming and did not meet, which had resulted in thousands of qualified young Nigerians being unable to gain university admission. Chairman, House of Representatives Committee on Information, National Orientation, Ethics and Values, Olushola Fatoba, says the new skills and vocations introduced into school curricula by the federal government are to enhance practical skills and employability. Fatoba, who urged parents and school children to embrace the new developments in curriculum of primary and junior secondary schools, said the initiative is a testament to the fact that President Bola Tinubu has the interest of Nigerian students at heart. The lawmaker representing Ekiti Central Federal Constituency 1, who spoke in a chat with journalists in Ado Ekiti on Tuesday, called for the inclusion of a historical program in the curriculum for pupils to know about their past and to be able to project their future. Members were harassed, locked up. Fatuba said that the updated curriculum designed by primary and junior secondary school students, whose implementation began in January 2025, according to him, aims to equip Nigerian students with modern skills like digital literacy, robotics, and various vocational and entrepreneurship opportunities, adding that the new curriculum targets making students self-reliant, competitive, and aligned with global standards. He said the government plans to finalize preparations over the next 2 or 3 months to ensure both private and public schools are ready. The acting executive secretary of the Nigerian Educational Research and Development Council, Dr. Margaret Lawani, said all together there are about 15 different trades newly introduced or skills for basic education. 2023 Labour Party LP presidential candidate Peter Obi says it's sensitive for anyone to demand a new aircraft for Vice President Kashim Shettima following the recent incident in the United States. The Speaker of the Borno State House of Assembly, Abdul Ikarim Obi, said the Speaker was unconcerned about the prevailing economic hardship confronting Nigerians, adding that the national electricity grid has so far collapsed 8 times this year alone and 105 times in the past and in the last 10 years, plunging small businesses into great losses and households into darkness. Analyst has blamed the federal government over failure to pay workers' salary from the Ministry of Finance as instructed by the presidency. Speaking on Atlantic Television Network program Open Society Watch, a public affairs analyst, Ike Chukwu, said it is gross misconduct from the Ministry of Finance for not complying with the directives from the president to pay salaries of staff.
You are asking why was this guy paid and I was not paid, and in the process, from what they said, there was an agreement or an order from the government, from the president, that okay, since perhaps standing on, since these other guys has been paid, pay these guys their own salary.
There was an agreement
from October last year. Then the Minister of Finance is sitting on it. I'm wondering, like they also raised there, how can the president give an instruction, the Minister of Finance or Minister of Finance and the committee of the president renege on it? Isn't something wrong somewhere?
Ikechukwu also advised the government to avoid the danger of academic risk in tertiary institutions across the country.
It's not enough to tell these guys that we paid. Was there a follow-up of a memo, a document or something sent to the Ministry of Finance that, okay, pay off these people? I mean, instead of even discussing with this guy now, it is the government that should feel embarrassed that I gave another arm of government refused to implement it. They should call themselves in and ask them. Because this issue of strike, for crying out loud, is...
This comes as universities across the country, especially those owned by the federal government, were yesterday shut down by non-academic staff under the aegis of Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities and the Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Allied Institutions. The action followed the decision of the national leaders of the two unions to call their members out on indefinite industrial action following the alleged failure of the government to pay them 4 months of their salaries withheld during the 2022 strike by university workers. We are open for advert placements.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats, and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women, and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors, and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0809-233-3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.
The people of Maiduguri need your help. A catastrophic flood has engulfed the city, leaving over 1 million residents stranded and fighting for survival. Entire communities are submerged, with people trapped inside homes and on rooftops cut off from food, clean drinking water, and essential supplies. Health experts are warning of a potential outbreak of deadly diseases, and medical facilities are out of commission. The situation is dire. Helicopters, boats, and high-riding trucks capable of navigating the treacherous, waterlogged areas are urgently required to reach the countless men, women, and children still awaiting rescue. The Nigerian media is issuing a desperate plea to the government, humanitarian organizations, international actors, and citizens across the nation. Step in now, before it's too late. For more information on how you can help, contact Professor Usman A. Tar, the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Internal Security, Borno State, on 0233 3955. Every second counts.
This is powered by Atlantic Television Network.